Good evening, Faith Church family. I wanted to just take a moment and instead of just writing a note for you to be able to hear my voice and hear the tone and things of that nature and just speak to some of these really important items that we're dealing with and that we're in the midst of right now. First of all, you might be curious as to what are our future steps, what are our plans, what is it that we're going to do in response to COVID-19. I want you to know that we've been working hard and diligent to come up with what we think is the best plan and what's most honoring and glorifying to God. We'll give very clear, final decisions and instructions on that no later than Thursday, but we also don't want to just rush into making a decision. And so we're just trying to lay all this before the Lord, try to figure out the best plan, the best route forward, and we will clearly lay that out certainly before we get to the end of the week. And so you can be looking for that. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to maintain a posture of stability. We're trying to maintain gospel confidence in the midst of this uncertain time. Now, there are a few other things that I want to just put in front of you and have you consider. One, if you're watching this video and because you are self-quarantined or you're compromised and you're finding it difficult to get to the store or have certain things done or addressed in your life, we want to know that. So please respond. Please let us know. Please help us to be able to serve you and come alongside you. If that's true of you, let us know. Because we have people who want to serve and have asked, hey, can I help? Can I serve? Are there people who have needs? And then maybe there's others of you that are watching this and you'd like to help and serve and want you to be aware that we would love for you to be able to participate in that as well. Just let us know about that. But for those of you who maybe feel like you're stuck or it's difficult for you to get out, if there's ways that we can serve you, we'd love to be able to do that. And so on either side of that, if there's ways that we can help or that you want to help, let us know, and we'd love to connect you to be able to do that. One of the things that's going to be coming up actually tomorrow, you'll see an email that'll go out this evening, maybe even see that email before you watch this video, but tomorrow evening, I'm calling the church to come and pray with me. And so at 5:30, we're going to do a Zoom phone call. If you're not familiar with Zoom, it's kind of like a large group Skype, if you will. And so I'm going to invite you to come and pray. We're going to start at 5:30. We'll probably spend 45 minutes to an hour just praying through these different things. You don't have to be around anyone else. All you have to do is log on with a device, click on the link that'll show up in the email in a little bit, and at 5:30, you'll be a part of that time for us to pray together. So I want to just make that clear and let you know that that's coming and invite you to be a part of that as well. And then as always, my heart, my desire is for us to be thinking biblically, to be thinking with a gospel mindset and a Christ-honoring perspective and all these things. And so as the pastors just met and we're talking about a variety of different things, I was just reminded of Paul's words in Philippians 1. So let me read to you just a couple things that Paul says there. Keep in mind, Paul's in prison, right? So his circumstances are far from ideal as he's writing this letter. But he says this, he says, I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel. So it's become known throughout the whole imperial guard and to all the rest that my imprisonment is for Christ. And most of the brothers, having become confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. God help us, right? God help us that our current circumstance wouldn't paralyze us. It wouldn't limit us. It would give us a greater hope and a greater confidence in our Savior, reminding us that the greatest thing that we can do for people right now is to point them to the only Savior that they have, which is Jesus Christ. Paul later goes on, and this is really the mindset and the heart that I hope is true in all of us, but later in Philippians 1, he goes on and he says this, he says, yes, and I will rejoice, for I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance, as it is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be at all ashamed, but that with full courage now as always, Christ will be honored in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. And I pray, God, that's what I'm praying for you, Faith Church, that God would help us to live a life that endeavors to see Him honored above all things, whether we live, whether we die, that Christ would be honored in our life. And then, of course, the great hope that we have from verse 21, that to live is Christ and to die is gain, meaning either way, you and I are going to win because Christ has already won for us. And so, loved ones, let's keep our eyes on Jesus. Let's keep pressing forward in faithfulness and endeavoring to honor Him in all things. And then we'll just move forward with whatever it is that God has for us. And I'll be following up in a couple days to lay out what we believe are the best next steps for us as a church. But wanted to touch base with you and just try to keep in front of you that we're working and we're seeking God's wisdom on this. We're asking you to keep praying for us as we endeavor to do that. And we're looking forward to what Jesus is going to lead us to, knowing that he's going to see us through this for his name's sake and for his honor and for his glory. Faith Church, know that I love you. Know that God has equipped us for this season, and he's going to honor and glorify himself in the midst of this. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.